Hey guys, JH, welcome to Practice Tee. Okay, what's today? Just a little one. I tend to, and always have my whole life, always tend to have very lazy hips in my downswing. Probably because I've always been pretty strong in the arms and shoulders and in the core, and so that's where the predominance of feel and energy and swing impetus comes from. It comes from here rather than lower down. So what I did yesterday, just consciously, we were fiddling around here all day just doing some audio tests, and we did a lot of videos, and they were long videos just to test the audio. So in the course of hitting a lot of shots, I just felt something, halfway through the video, and I started hitting it just spectacularly. And when we were doing a few playbacks, I noticed that my hip was quite active, and it felt active. So in our new gate post golf swing, what I was doing was pivoting here, but then feeling like I was getting out from underneath that pivot with the hips. I would go to here, and then I felt, because I'm sort of into that lead hip here, and I'm sort of on it and forward on it, I was here, and now I'm feeling like I'm getting out of that. I actually feel like that groin and that hip is actually rotating in, and it's like a spring, like a coil spring. It's actually rotating out from underneath that lead axis, and it's springing up and away. It's sort of a bit like Tiger, the way Tiger used to come out of the ground with his pivot. Boy, it really made a difference to the power of the swing. So see if you can see any difference in my my hip. There's certainly a predominance of intention, I can tell you. Now see how I get through, guys? Look, this hip is really cleared behind me, really over on the left, on the lead foot, into the heel. Right hips come forward. Everything's gone around that gate post. And that's because this is really triggering the downswing for me. And I noticed yesterday when I was doing this that there was really good power coming as a result of it. That's as good as old JH can hit it, guys. Now that's a very leisurely looking golf swing, but there's lots of speed in that. And I'm just trying to get out from under I've loaded the pivot here, so all I'm trying to do is get out from under that pivot. So what do? I move that knee in a radial move to the left. That connects up onto the upper leg and the thigh, and it pulls that hip behind me that way. So I'm basically augering up as a starting power mechanism for the swing. Now you won't see any of it actually this way, but I'll just hit a couple this way, but I don't know if you can actually see anything. Does there be any benefit in terms of the pivot, the look of it? Now if you can see the ball flight, you'll see it's just dead straight. And it's a very leisurely swing, guys. And I guess because there's a lot of straight lines in it, well, there's the same lines as there is in a normal golf swing, clearly. I mean, we talk about this, you know, people having fewer moving parts. Everyone has the same amount of moving parts, just different degrees. And I guess my swing is probably, you know, a good example of that. In that, you know, I don't have a lot of wrist cock, I don't have a lot of rotation, don't have a lot of, you know, lateral or drive or anything like that. I minimise everything, and that's why the swing is the minimal movement golf swing. But that's basically the key for today, guys. Once I've loaded onto that pivot there, I just want to get out from underneath that pivot. Now, to get out from underneath that pivot, I feel like I'm standing up, but I'm rotating that left knee and that left hip very vigorously, and it's getting everything behind me like that. I want to hit a shot this way, but there's some cows out there right on the line, and I don't want to hit the cow. We'll just hit one. I'll just hit it a little bit, hit it over the camera, but I'll hit it away from the cow. Now watch the hip and how it gets out of the way. You see the clearance here, guys? Look. I mean, that's real. See, I'm face on, everything's face on. That's big clearance, big clearance. Okay, I hope you can see that. Just a little snippet for today. And we're still doing audio tests, so we'll get it better and better. Okay, guys, have a look at that. Let me know what you think.